Once again, Chantel, why are you here? You're not here to resolve anything. You just want to fight and humiliate your mom and make yourself look good. That's painfully obvious. And Denise, welcome to the show. Wrote a lot of checks your ass may not be able to cash, but let's check it out.
Welcome to the Asia Esterak Hour, where film meets conspiracy and pop culture gets a reality check. From sharp recaps to sci-fi theories and media deep dives, Asia Esterak serves it unfiltered. Let the binge begin.
All right, welcome back to the Asia Esterak Hour. I'm Asia Esterak. Ooh, this lighting. All right, Basketball Wives, Season 12, Episode 9. We're on Episode 9 already? Wow. All right, let's get to it. So Ming sits down with Chantel and Denise and learns a lot of information in this scene. Basically, Denise reveals that her and Chantel are no longer messing with Evelyn. Denise felt like Evelyn was trying to gather information about Chantel because she mysteriously just stopped talking to Chantel and was communicating with Denise. Denise seems to think that Chantel did this as a way to get some dirt on Chantel, so she could use against Jackie because Jackie is mentioning this bone involving her daughter Shanice. It's a lot of convolutedness in there. Chantel thinks that Evelyn's moving weird too. It's funny how Chantel and Denise have latched onto each other. Same with Brittany. I'm like, y'all, the three of y'all don't even know each other like that, but they're calling themselves the big three. Okay. All right. In this scene, Ming mentioned she invites them to Hawaii. She wants to do a girls trip. Why is it that every reality show, well, I want to invite the girls on a trip so maybe we can get our mind off of things and maybe it changes scenery and everybody will get along? That ain't happening. They just going to be arguing and fighting in a new change of scenery. It'll be a prettier backdrop for the bullshit. Okay. So also, yeah. So anyway, that scene resolves itself. So next scene, we get to Ty. Ty sits down with Evelyn. And you know what's funny? Ty, you're a messy bone collector, but I appreciate it because she doesn't wait. She gets right to the point. So as soon as Evelyn sits down, she's like, all right, you're my girl. So she tells Evelyn that Denise has an issue with her. Brittany ain't feeling her like that. And there may be a little bit of beef between her and Chantel. So of course, Evelyn is annoyed. Because let's keep it real. Denise has been inserting herself in bullshit since day one. So I was waiting for this to happen. I knew it was going to happen. And here we are, episode 9. It's happened. And it's really about to happen next episode. But Evelyn's a little annoyed about that, but whatever. Quick little scene. So we get to Ming and Jackie. They go to this interesting establishment where they pick the colors that go best with your skin, like what looks good on you. Ming says she's bringing Jackie there because she can't be wearing all black on the beach in Hawaii. Yes, she can if she wants to. I mean, whatever. We know why they had this scene there. But I actually thought that was interesting. So in this scene, obviously Ming invites Jackie to Hawaii and expresses who's all going. At this point, Ming doesn't know about, Chantel told her she would have to think about it. Chantel is also going through some like custody issues with her former husband. She's trying to request to move. She wants to move to LA and he's blocking her from doing that. So she's dealing with that off camera. So she's got a lot on her plate. But anyway, so of course Jackie says she's going. So Ming tells Jackie about how Denise is beefing with Evelyn, and Jackie's reaction was my reaction because I watched this shit in bed last night and then again this morning because she was like, you are lying to me. It was funny. We knew it was going to happen because Evelyn's not a good person. Eventually, the real her comes through, and then the receiving party gets to decide what they're going to do with that. If you're smart, you leave it at the wayside, but okay. That was interesting. So Ming ends up meeting up later with Jennifer and Brandy, invites them to Hawaii. Mentions Denise not fucking with Evelyn. Everybody is surprised by this. Brandy goes, you know what? I've noticed there's something off about Denise. And Jennifer kind of chimes in, and Jennifer's like, yeah, what's her story? Exactly, what is her story? The only thing we know about her is that she used to be with Lonzo Ball and has a kid by him. And that she's messy and inserts herself in other people's drama. And likes to run information back, which we really see at the end of the episode. But anyway, they say they're going to Hawaii. Cool. Chantel meets up. She actually goes to Denise's house with Brittany and basically says that she's going to Hawaii. She ended up winning her court situation with her ex. She's going to be allowed to move to LA, so she's happy about that. They're all happy. Woo! The big three! Woo! Anyway, we get to Hawaii, and Chantel is not there yet. The other ladies don't know that she's coming outside of Denise and Brittany. They get to Hawaii. They're riding over there. It's Ty, Evelyn, and Ming in one car. That was funny. Ming looked great in her natural and like being natural. She had braids. Her braids were cute. She looked good. I've been on the fence with Ming most of this season, but I really liked her this particular episode. She seems like a cool lady, and I appreciate her holding her boundaries with Ty. There was a moment at the table where Ty is asking if she can have a sleepover, and she was like, no. So kudos to you. For me, Ty was the MVP this episode. Or not Ty, child. Ming was the MVP this episode. Anyway, so they're there at this resort, and they're all outside by the pool. They all pick their rooms. It's a really nice place that they're staying at. And Ming kind of gathers the ladies, tells them that they're going to a dinner. They need to be ready by 5:30 or she's leaving them. So they all disperse to go to their rooms. Ming asks if Brandy and Evelyn can stay back. You know, Evelyn and Brandy haven't been cool since Vegas. Been a lot of disconnect there. So they sit down, they kind of hash out their issues. Brandy's like, you owe me an apology. You know, you were very nasty to me. You never thanked me for the trip to Vegas. Anyway, Evelyn ends up apologizing and admits that, you know, it was hard. She knows that it was hard for Brandy to juggle her birthday and Jennifer's wedding. Anyway, they squash their beef. They're good. So, it's dinner time. So the ladies get ready. They all go out down to dinner. The only ones that aren't there yet are Brittany, Denise, and Chantel. Chantel arrives later. She actually arrives, I think, later that day. Meets Brittany and Denise, I guess in the lobby or whatever. They look like they were outside. Not the lobby, the front of the hotel. Anyway, they come to dinner late. Walking in the three. Dun, dun, dun. It was very dramatic. They all sit down. Jackie looked surprised. Everyone was surprised to see Chantel. Chantel came. So here's what's funny. Chantel, you're just like your mom. I hope you realize that. That must be part of the disconnect. You're just like your mom. You walked in like your mother. You walked in like a mafia boss, sat your ass down at that table and was ready. She wasn't even sitting on ready. She was ready. Fuck a city. Ready. So she sits down. Everyone's like, hey, Chantel, blah, 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 blah. And Brandy's like, I'm so happy that you're here, you know. Chantel is with the shits immediately. So she's like, oh, you're happy that I'm here? Interesting. And she goes, so I just wanted to get right to the point. So basically she's like, who at this table called me impressionable? Who said I was impressionable? So she's looking around the room and they're like, so she gets to her mom, Jackie, mom. I think she says mom at first or Jackie. It wears me out when she calls her Jackie. I guess that's a way to like diminish her role with, I don't know. It's not going to be diminished because that's still your mom. But okay. Okay, girl. So she's like, Mom, you didn't call me impressionable? And Jackie's like, no. So they're kind of going back and forth. Chantel, and it was funny because Jackie's like, hi, Banna, nice to see you. You know, and Jackie's got her sunglasses. Anyway, I misspoke. So at this point, this is when Brandy is like, I'm so happy that you're here, Chantel, blah, blah, blah. And Chantel's like, oh, really? And she goes, it's interesting because every time I see you, it's interesting because my mom talks about you like a dog. Chantel proceeds to slay Brandy via her mom by saying, she talks about you like crazy. That one night that you and I were beefing, an hour before that, she was talking about you. And she explains why she was so triggered in Vegas. So she's like, she's grabbing your hand, talking about a hard time that you're going through, when an hour before that, she was talking all this shit about you. Here's my thing with this. Chantel, what's your point of saying all that to Brandy? What do you expect to happen? I love that later on in the episode, in this scene, Brandy's like, what do you want from all of this? And that's my whole point with this too. Like, Chantel, what's your objective with mentioning that? So you're trying to portray that your mom talks shit about everybody at the table because she said that. We been knew that. We knew that. We knew that already. She's done it every season. So I'm confused. And it was funny. Them sitting down in Hawaii and talking about Jackie, talking about everybody, was very reminiscent of season 1 when they all were in Hawaii and confronted her in the hotel room. Crazy scene. And Jackie, of course, got up and left in that scene as well. So anyway, Chantel's like, you called me impressionable. So she's arguing with her mom. She's talking about how her mother has talked about everybody at the table. So at one point, Jackie's like, so what did I say about Brandy? What did I say? She never specifically says what Brandy says. She just mentions that she talked shit about her as well as everybody else. A lot of back and forth. Nothing gets resolved because Jackie's like, I don't want to do this right here in front of all of them. So, which, Jackie, you kind of contradicted yourself that, because last week you told me if Chantel was in front of her now, you would have discussed it in front of everybody. This same opportunity is here and you're not doing that. Just saying. But I can also understand where Jackie's coming from, because Chantel, your energy was trashed when you walked in. And you're over here being accusatory, and you're clearly not in a receiving mood to receive anything that your mom is saying. You're on the attack mode. I don't know. It just seemed so counterproductive. I don't understand you, Chantel, because you'll set out with the objective that you want, but that you come in on this rah-rah shit, and you're never going to get what you want when that's your energy going out. You know who your mom is. So are you doing this because there's cameras in the room, or do you really want resolve? And again, I don't understand this energy, because at the beginning of the season, I don't understand it, because y'all were cool at the beginning, right? You had a couple issues, you mentioned boundaries, but now it's like full on, I don't like her, she's shitting on everyone. And I'm like, where was this? I'm going to get another gray hair trying to think about it. I don't know. Chantel, girl, I don't know. So, Jackie ends up leaving the table. She's like, I'm not doing this. She leaves. I don't blame her. So she leaves. The argument continues. Brandy's like, you keep saying impressionable. Well, who told you that she said that? And so she's like, Denise. And Denise is like, yes. Yeah. So then they flash back to Jackie basically venting. She's like, I don't understand where all this energy from Chantel is coming from. Like, who's in her ear? I don't know if she's being manipulated. I don't think she ever said the word impressionable. She did say manipulate. And of course, Denise is sitting there and runs the bone back to Chantel. So Brandy's like, to Denise, like, why are you inserting yourself in mother-daughter family issue? See, I almost called Chantel Jackie. See? Baby Jackie. Chantel is like, it doesn't matter. Don't try to make this about my mom, Brandy, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. I understand Chantel. I understand Brandy. Brandy said some real shit in her confessional. She was like, everyone is doing everything to stir the pot, but not helping. I'm badly paraphrasing. But she's right. Denise, you're bringing back all this information, but there's no resolve from it. So you look really messy. You just look like you're stirring the pot just to stir it. Because you're not trying to help the situation. You're literally making it worse. And I agree with Brandy. Even though homegirl keeps bringing her problems with her mom to the group, I think it's best to stay out of it. We saw that in last week. We saw that, So Brandy's kind of checking Denise a little bit, like, why are you inserting that? Why are you inserting yourself in that? So Brittany Renner, keep saying her name wrong, chimes in with all this animosity and anger towards Brandy. And starts going off, and she's like, this is why I don't like you, because you like to get the gas with whoever you feel you want to get the gas with. Brittany, I didn't understand any of that. I don't understand any of that. Brittany, you have a lot of built up, unchecked aggression yourself, and you seem to be spewing it at all the ladies. It's very obvious you have issues with your mom, because you brought up the toxic mother. Because she says at one point to Brandy, you'll never understand what she's going through if you didn't grow up with the toxic mom. Okay, fair point. Fair point. But why are you consistently jumping in this? It's very obvious you have issues with your own mom. You need to work. Brittany, I don't know. You seem very unhealed still. You have a lot of healing to do. And I think jumping down people's throats on behalf of Chantel is a bit ridiculous. It's very junior high. Because at one point she's arguing like, that's my real fucking friend. Y'all known each other about 20 minutes. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We're only on episode 9. I predict the big 3 that they're calling themselves are going to end up fighting amongst each other at one point. Because... And Denise, girl, you opened up a can of worms with that Evelyn shit, because in next week's episode, Evelyn is going to tear your ass apart. I hope you're ready for that. I hope you're ready for that. It's the only thing that she is good at is yelling. So I hope you're ready for that. This was an interesting episode. It felt oddly disjointed and fast. I don't know. But anyway, we'll see next week. It's going to be interesting. It's supposed to be hot as hell today in Maryland. Stay hydrated. Stay nice. My lighting sucks this episode. It'll be better on the next one. And it's Taco Tuesday. Eat a taco. And have a good day.